Throughout history, great artists have communicated science to the masses. From Leonardo da Vinci's Vesuvian Man to Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, mind-awakening scientific messages have been broadcast to and consumed by the public. I believe that our role as physiotherapists is to do the same. Physiotherapy is both a scientific art and an artistic science, and I would argue that we lean more towards artistic expression and communication to our clients rather than conducting rigid scientific experiments. And it's awesome. Don't get me wrong, we need to understand science. We need to be and have been raised by and modeled by science. We need to know the ins and outs of anatomy, physiology, and have a deep appreciation of psychology, sociology, and public health. But the science of pain, injury, and the human body on the overall scale is undeniably lacking. It is not for lack of trying. However, human beings are so multidimensional and have such complex interactions with their environments that when a scientific trial controls all variables except one, how could it possibly be representative of a human life's experience? To succeed as healthcare professionals and prevent burnout, we need to stop thinking of ourselves as purely scientists. We need to be excited by our craft so that we can affect others to get excited to improve their own health. We will become better practitioners if we know who we are, what we do, and why we are doing it. We will become outstanding practitioners if we understand and appreciate the complexity of the client in front of us, and that we cannot reduce them to a replica of a patient in a scientific study that was too oversimplified to begin with. We also need to understand and appreciate our own complexity and how that affects how we interact and communicate. More importantly, we need to be able to communicate many sources of scientific evidence, clinical experience, and a large degree of creative and imaginative thinking through both our language and our hands. This needs to be adaptable to different clients' expectations, situations, personalities, and life experiences. What works for one condition in one person may not work for another person with the exact same condition. Some may consider this frustrating. I consider it liberating. This liberation allows for our own artistic expression, our own flavor on the science we have spent years studying. Physiotherapy, at its core, is art. It is art that exists within scientific parameters, and we should all be embracing it. I'd like to finish with a quote from a great science fiction writer, Isaac Asimov. How often people speak of art and science as though they were two entirely different things, with no interconnection. That is all wrong. The true artist is quite rational, as well as imaginative, and knows what he is doing. If he does not, his art suffers. The true scientist is quite imaginative, as well as rational, and sometimes leaps to solutions where reason can only follow slowly. If he does not, his science suffers. Thank you.